Hey everyone, this is Kiera from Healing with Zen, located in Pasadena, California. I wanted to go over a quick case study on something that I think a lot of us might deal with, which is TMJ pain. And this patient was in her 30s. She is a woman who had tried a night guard and facial massage for her TMJ pain, and it worked a little bit, but not enough, and she wanted something else that might be able to help her more. So she came in for treatment, acupuncture exclusively. And she said that she had been a teeth grinder post-COVID. So I think the stress of COVID had kind of tightened up this whole area. So she was grinding her teeth at night. And she also had this vertex pain at the top of her head, which almost felt like distended or bloated. So her TMJ pain and the teeth clenching kind of made this entire area painful. So it was really hard to go throughout her day. She would wake up with this like inflammation and pressure and pain at about a 5 out of 10. And then as she would move throughout the day, it could get anywhere from an 8 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10 by the end of the day. She also had a like anxiety, anxious, like restless feeling. And this also happened post-COVID. I'm sure a lot of us could relate to that because that was such a stressful time and it's kind of hard to assimilate back. So she had some of that. She also had some fatigue on top of that. So we saw her once, and then by her next treatment, she felt like the TMJ pain had gone away a little bit, which was great. She just felt more relaxed in her upper body, so in her neck and up. Everything just felt a little bit more relaxed. And she walked out of treatment feeling pretty good. Her anxiety was also kind of the same, but it was starting to maybe decrease a little bit. By the next time that we saw her, so this was her third treatment, the TMJ and facial tension had significantly decreased from her mid-face down. So this area, which is usually where people feel it the most, that had gotten much better. And at most, it got to an 8 out of 10 versus a 10 out of 10, which is great. She was also feeling less stressed and less fatigued. By the treatment after that, she had only 2 to 3 days of TMJ pain, which was great because she was experiencing it every day before that. And her fatigue and anxiety were hovering about where they were from the last treatment because she was going through a really stressful period at work. So by the treatment after that, she only took ibuprofen for her TMJ one day because it got bad enough where she didn't want to, have to go through work with the pain. But other than that, she felt a lot better for the rest of the week. And the next treatment, so this is the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. By her sixth treatment, she had no TMJ pain anymore, and her jaw, the temples, the face, the vertex, all of her head just felt 100% better. All the tension was gone in this area. The only thing that she wanted to focus on was a little bit of neck tension that still existed, so that's what we did for that treatment. And then by the next one, she took off about a month and a half or so, and she said that when she came to that one, she also had no TMJ pain anymore, so it had completely subsided and maintained that progress for over a month, which was awesome. And she noticed just more ease and like space in this whole area. After that treatment, she did have a little bit of a flare in her TMJ pain. She was going through a stressful time and working a lot. So this time when it came on, it only came up to about a 3 or a 4 out of 10. So before it could have gotten up to a 10 out of 10, and now when it did come back, it was very manageable for her. So we did some treatment then, and on her next appointment, it went down from a 4 out of 10 to a 2 out of 10, which was great. And then we saw her one more time after that, and it was down to like a 1 out of 10. It was, not really there anymore, but we were able to get it basically down to 0 again. So I wanted to just give a key takeaway here that sometimes with acupuncture, we can get rid of pain, and then life is life, and sometimes, something happens, a stressor happens, whatever it is, and the pain might come back. But the key thing is it usually comes back less strong than it once was. So for her, it did come back after about 2 months, but it was only down to a 3 or a 4 out of 10, whereas before it would have been up to like a 10 out of 10. So, now that we've been able to basically get it down to 0, she'll probably be able to maintain that again for a long time. And then when life inevitably happens, the pain will be much more manageable for her, and it'll be much easier to handle at home if that's what she wants to do, or it just might not come back. But it's just good to note that with each acupuncture appointment, we're really blunting the pain so that it just is not as severe if it ever does come back, because that's life sometimes. So yeah, I thought this was a good case study on TMJ pain, and acupuncture is definitely a way to mitigate it. So yeah, we'll see you next time.